So joining us today from Applegate Document Solutions is Duff Johnson. Duff is an AUC expert and CEO of Applegate Document Solutions. He is also the author of many feature articles on PDF topics. He participates in many forums. He's also the vice chair of the U.S. Committee for ISO 32000, which is the PDF reference, and the chair of the U.S. Committee for the forthcoming ISO 14289 standard. So I want to thank you very much for joining us today, Duff.
Thank you. Very happy to be here. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, good. I just thought I would check. Okay, folks, welcome to Tagging PDFs for Reuse. And my name is Duff Johnson. As Lori kindly introduced me, I'm the CEO of Applegate Document Solutions. I've been working with PDF files since the mid-1990s and also working with tagged PDF files since 2000 when it first became possible to tag a PDF. Very happy to talk to you today about, well, let's take a look at what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk a little bit about, we're going to cover what is meant by reuse and what the potential value is of reusing content from a PDF file. I'm going to give you a very brief technical background on how and why PDF is so special. And it's special because it's special in that it can create, there are all sorts of opportunities for frustrating situations when trying to extract and reuse content from PDF files. And I'm going to give you just a little tiny taste of why that is, because it kind of helps you in terms of overcoming it, in terms of cleaning up and making sure you get the content extracted exactly the way you want to do that. So then we're going to get into selecting, copying, and pasting text and other topics related to content reuse, typical uses, exporting content to Word or to plain text, to spreadsheets, and then I'd be very happy to take your questions and hopefully get you some answers that would be useful to you. So first of all, let's discuss just very briefly what do we mean by reuse before we dive in. Well, the most obvious example that almost everybody encounters when they're dealing with a PDF file and they're looking and there's a sentence, a paragraph, a heading, a piece of information they want to use over here in their text editor or word processor, is they want to be able to manually copy a piece of text and then paste it elsewhere. Shouldn't be a big deal, right? Why do we even need to talk about it? Well, as you'll see, if you're on this call, you've probably had a little frustration here or there when you're trying to copy and paste content from a PDF file. And the intent of this discussion is to kind of resolve that and give you the understanding of what's going on in the PDF so that you can make sure that you get the results you want and you predict when you're copying and pasting. In addition, of course, other possibilities are the systematic export or extraction of content. And the typical example here would be where you're trying to simply take this PDF file and I want to convert the whole PDF file into a Word file so that I can start to edit it from zero and re-author it, perhaps produce another PDF file, perhaps lose the PDF completely and just return it to Word. And we're going to talk about how tags influence that. Tables in PDF files, which is to say a grid with information with columns and row headings and information in the cells, that information can also be extracted directly to Excel or other sorts of tabular data applications. And I'm going to show you a little bit about why tags make a difference there and how to deal with that. Reuse also encompasses the subject of accessibility, okay, including which in the United States for federal government employees and federal government contractors is something that they have to do in order to comply with Section 508. And WCAG2 is also as a web standard for accessibility. Accessibility is essentially the entire subject of making a document readable by users who have to use assistive technology in order to read. And the typical user of assistive technology is a blind person who uses software such as a screen reader in order to literally read the contents of whatever's on their screen, but in this case, obviously PDF files. And tagging, or I should say accessibility, is actually one of a variety of types of reuse. It fits into that category because the content of the file is moving out of the file for use in other software. Search engine optimization is something that gets relatively little consideration in the PDF world, which always surprises me because PDF files get indexed by Google and other search engines just like web pages do. And by improving the tagging and the organization of the content in a PDF file, you can improve the value of that PDF file to a website in terms of search engine optimization. and in terms of improving search results that include PDF files, as I'll show you. Finally, another type of reuse that we're not going to cover here involves conversion of a PDF file to an image, typically for use at displaying on a website. But we're going to focus for the most part on text here, okay? Okay, so why is PDF so special? And it's really, there's some historical and deep technical reasons that I'm not going to get into. I'm just going to give you a little overview of the subject because it is actually useful and instructive with respect to the question of how reuse works. So as we all know, PDF files can contain all kinds of stuff: text, images, vectors, by which I mean things like lines and boxes, notes, links, multimedia files, form fields, PDF.